I apologize for that. We had some difficulties. I have to do the stream over again, but this time you'll be able to hear me talk, so it's more awesome. I am so sorry I forgot to do that. Okay, so we're going to go through this again, but this time you'll be able to hear me. But I say, you know what? Let's just do the tropical update now, and then we could do the United States weather. So, you kind of got the picture, but I didn't talk. So here we go. Here's the latest: a flash flood watch or aerial flood watch for this area of the New York State, and a flash flood watch and flood warnings going out for this area of West Virginia, Eastern Ohio, some of Pennsylvania, and some of Ohio. So this is the most active weather in our United States right now. There is a marginal risk of severe weather for for these states right here, and and you and I will not read this, but I will do a minute to explain, not read, explain, but you can read it if you want. So pretty much what they're saying is there is a slight tornado and damaging winds possible with the storms in the line. I'll just turn to a telecast real quick and I'll go back to that so you can see. Here is the line in the marginal risk. Or, if you want to do a National Weather Service standpoint, here you go. Here it is. There is the actual radar, which is very near Annapolis. So they got the line. Now the thing is there any reported damaging winds with that? Okay, I'm gonna go back, but real quick, let's look up this on a surface analysis radar that actually has rain and can do warnings. I think this is rare to find because there's so many surface analysis maps. So I think I'm one of the lucky ones. Here is the rain area. Here is the radar image coming from, or radar loop coming from the surface analysis, and we can see all that rain up here and the line of storms. Let's go back to the Storm Prediction Center. I will let you take a minute to read that if you're interested. If you're not, you can hear me explain. So they're saying the multi-cells in the line are the most chance. There's a few thunderstorms in the line. Most of the line is heavy rain. So the most likely effect if this anyhow severe would be wind. But there is a small chance of a isolated tornado in this area. So let's go to the risk. Categorization. Marginal risk right here. No, that's not it. Marginal risk right here. Normal severe thunderstorm risk from Ohio all the way to like a tiny bit of Maryland where it's just some of that flood watches. The tornado chances are very small, but it's a chance. Look, I had small percentages and we ended up having 5 tornadoes in the area. So this is just a prediction. We don't know how really the atmosphere is, but this is the prediction. So I take it a little bit higher, like a 5% chance with one of these severe weather events that say a chance of a tornado. I take it as a 5 probability. So I did the wind. They actually are very accurate with wind, so there is a 5% chance of wind damage in your area. This is, I think, 50, but that's 7 million people under wind, and then we have almost 500,000 under the very small tornado risk. So this is actually not important because anyone, any 7 million people and any 500,000 people can get a tornado or a damaging straight line wind or see one. So this is a very, very even a marginal risk, I would think, is a very dangerous risk because of the fact that there have been times where there has been severe weather outside the marginal. In the normal thunderstorm risk, one of these days we have 3 tornadoes in the normal thunderstorm risk, not even categorized. I might show you that on one of the streams, but it was chaos. I was very disappointed. That's why I say it doesn't matter which risk you're in. Watch for the chance of weather alerts. Because at times I see a normal thunderstorm risk and I see a few severe thunderstorm warnings on the board. Not in the line, but I think they're separate. They're separate, but they're severe thunderstorm warnings. They'll take any risk seriously. Because one day, let me say this to everyone that's watching right now, if you're watching. A tornado can go through your street. As I heard from a meteorologist named James Spann, that's your April 27th. And if you don't know what that day is, one of the live streams, I will show you what that day was and see why I said 27th. It was a horrible day. I will explain that in another stream. I won't explain it completely. Here's your forecast models. And you saw this when the error happened. But I want to pause on that severe weather possibility. So what is that day of the possible severe weather? Okay. So it's, let me do one. February 21st. And February 22nd. February 24th. February 23rd. That might be 23rd. No, 24th. So, what I'm trying to explain is that this model sometimes is wrong. So, this could say severe weather in Virginia, in North Carolina, but then we get a round of supercells moving up from the south, moving towards somewhere else. So I'm just saying the GFS, a long time, it's not as perfect, but it's kind of like a preparedness just in case it happens. I like to think it that way. Because the model, the first week of the model is completely right. Because every time this model has done it, it's almost, or I'll say 3 days, it's almost been completely right. Sometimes it's wrong with the rate for freezing rain snow line or whatever. But pretty much it's just like a preparedness just in case it happens. If it doesn't happen, maybe because you're lucky. I want to say that. I want to say that little word. Maybe because you're lucky. So we're going to go through this whole month and then we're going to go to the tropical update. And you can do sounding here. So I can check the atmosphere. It's cool. On the model. We're just going to go through this whole model. It's snow possible for this area. And yeah, it just ends off with that load moving out. So I just want to say to you, people watching, any chance of severe weather is dangerous. Because even without severe weather, you have a chance of freaking lightning, a lot of lightning strikes, and flash flooding. You don't need a severe thunderstorm risk to have a lot of flooding. I mean, there were spots. Hurricane Harvey's a perfect example. There were areas where they had no severe weather risk at all. They still had there was an area which had no risk of severe weather at all. That area was the one that had 63 plus inches of rain from Harvey. That's tropical cyclone example. For a line of rain example, there have been lines of rain where they produce 6 inches. For example, in 2016 or 17 in Kansas City, there was a flood event, a big flood event. It wasn't really from severe storms. They were normal thunderstorms. They kept training. It's like, you see a railroad crossing. You see cars training, like they're training on the tracks, fall each other as the train moves on. That's kind of the same thing with some types of lines of storms. It can do that, and that causes problems. Either maybe the multiple tornadoes, if or damaging straight line winds, maybe, or hail, but that's severe. If it's not severe, there's still a chance of flooding unless there's showers. So, I just want to explain to you that any training thunderstorms are producing a lot of rain. Just the ground can do the first 3 or 2 storms. There's more than that, and that causes problems. Because the soil can hold no more. So it just soaks it out and lets that water come up. And also, it fills the rivers and the dams. For example, Hurricane Harvey did a lot of the dams and stuff that rose out of the creek, out of the banks. That's another example. So I would take any flooding event seriously. It doesn't matter if it's a Harvey situation, if it's a normal tropical cyclone speed situation, if it's a fast moving tropical cyclone, if it's a fast moving line of storms, if storms are training on the track. I take every event like that seriously, especially those multicellular lines of bow echoes, derechos, and stuff, because those can produce the real rains. Not as like they're the second to tropical cyclones, in my opinion. So just take any risk of severe weather seriously. So, with that explained, let's take a look at the tropical update. I'll show you satellite pictures, but this is the breaking news. Tropical depression. I just forgot. Oh my god. This was from days ago. That was the storm that just dissipated in the West Pacific. Let's do this one first because it dissipated. This storm dissipates, no new storms. With the recent dissipation of tropical storm Samba, there are no tropical cyclones in the Western Pacific Ocean basin, and none are expected to develop in the next few days. So, don't even have to do that one because that's that one out. You saw me just delete. Here are the two that I'm really concerned. And let me see, Samba. We can just take that. Don't need that. Okay. So, cyclone develop expected near northwestern Australia. As of Tuesday evening, EST, a tropical low is centered along the Dampier Peninsula in North Broome, Western Australia, drifting off the coast towards the west-southwest. Once over open water off. No, sorry. Once over open water off northwestern Australia, the development of this low into a tropical cyclone is forecast. Strafing can perceive quickly, and as they're saying that, let me explain that. Quickly, they mean rapid intensification. Remember, we saw that with Harvey, as it was coming towards Texas, it re-intensified all of a sudden, and it became a Cat 4 right before landfall. That's what they mean by rapid. That could happen. You saw Harvey as it was just getting his act together, and then it just did it. It just did it. It just rapidly intensified in only hours. Yeah, that's how fast a cyclone can strengthen in hours, even minutes. There have been recorded documents where a cyclone turns from a tropical depression to a Category 2 in only 5 hours. And there have been studies where tropical depression is a strong tropical storm in only 30 minutes. So there have been records of that. I study tropical development. Eventually, the system is expected to strengthen into a severe tropical cyclone. That's their scale. Before veering southward to the landfall east of Port Hedland. As the system will move slowly and remain close to the coast, receive heavy rainfall and flooding are likely in portions of north and western Australia. Interest along the northwestern coast of Australia should be monitored the development of the system. See what I'm talking about? These systems produce when they're slow. That's the biggest problem. It doesn't matter if it's a remainment, doesn't matter if it's a tropical storm, doesn't even matter if it's a Category 5 hurricane. You're gonna have flooding if it goes slow like this system is. It's just a matter of time. If you get a break from the rain, you're definitely lucky. If you get in the eye of the storm, I mean, the first part of the eye wall is very, very, very deadly. The second part is very deadly, but the eye is like a break. You get a break. You get a little sigh of relief. And then, a lot of people say it was weird being in the eye. I've never been in the eye of a cyclone before. I really wonder what it's like. First, you have to go for the eye wall, though. It's scary. I've seen videos of the eye wall. South Pacific typhoon and tropical storm center for the South Pacific. Gita pad to pass close to New Belia. As of Thursday evening, EST severe tropical cyclone Gita is centered 240 miles southeast of Numbla, New Kerala. I don't even know how to say that. Gita is tracking towards the west-southwest at about 12 miles an hour, having high sustained winds of around 90 miles an hour. I can check by the eye that it's not 90 miles an hour. I just want to see what they're saying. Going forward, Gita is forecasted to gradually weaken over the next few days. That's true. It is supposed to weaken as it veers increasingly towards the south. As such, it will skirt New Caledonia to the east and south over the next 24 hours. Gita will accelerate towards the south and southeast over the weekend before approaching New Zealand as approach tropical cyclone with potential adverse rain and wind early next week. Oh my god, that took so long. That took a lot of my breath away. Here is the cyclone that is causing the flooding problems in Australia. Yeah, it's spinning. You see that spin? That's what's going to make it end up. Tropical points are not available for 91S because it's not confirmed a tropical cyclone. This is, though. Satellites say a Cat 3. They say a Cat 1. I don't know if the satellites are telling the truth or AccuWeather. But I know the satellites are pretty important. It does kind of look like a Cat 2 at least. It does kind of look like that. So it might be about to change into maybe a Cat 2 state. I'm really paying attention to the satellite image. You see that? That's the eye starting to get ragged. Which means that's a sign that it's weakening. 80, 88, 85. The dew points, I want to check. 76, 70, 80, 76. That's dew point. Okay, let's check winds. We're moving. Okay, and latitude. I'm just going to put latitude. So, this is a very pretty, this is a pretty good cyclone. Very good cyclone. This actually is not the best of them. The best of them was earlier this year. I might do a live stream of that once 2018 season come near its end, which will be like a long time. I might do a live stream. Might. I don't know if I'll be busy at that time or not. We will see all the tropical development that has happened for the past 12 months. There's a new image coming out. It's kind of it updated a little bit. Let's refresh one more time to see if there's any new updates. No, it doesn't look like it. So with that, real quick, I want to check. Okay, that line has a bow. The line has a bow. There's a bow right here. You can see this bow. That means damaging straight line winds. If I go storm reports, there has been one wind report in southern Pennsylvania. See how I'm telling you? Guys, you see how I'm telling you? The southern Pennsylvania is on the edge of a... Oh my. Let me go to storm reports. 2 wind reports. You see how they're barely in that severe weather risk. And look. What? There are 2 wind reports. Multiple trees down. Utility poles and structural damage to a home was reported on Gallatin Avenue at Lincoln Street. You see how... This is what I hate about predictions. Any area in a risk have you see what I'm talking about? This is why I say take it seriously. Any risk. Look at this. Not the marginal. Getting damage. My God. You see where that marginal risk is? Right there. It's right here. Look where the storm report is. Right here. If you take a look at that location, right here. Not even in the possible severe weather risk. It's just where okay. So this line has a chance of damaging straight line winds and a lot of rain. The real question is, where is that storm that did the damaging wind gust? Right here. That likely would be it. Right here. This storm has a history of damage. You saw it. You saw it on the. If you want to see that damage again, I'll do that. Here is the report. That's the same mesoscale feature right here that has produced that. Actually, we don't know if that is tree damage. It actually. Wait. Let me see the storm report. It was reported, but no one saw what really happened. It could have been a tornado. Who knows? It could have been an EF0. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. So that area. So yeah, you can barely see a tornado in this heavy rain, but you can see damaging winds. Just in storms mostly. So it may have been a tornado. We don't know. I'm just going to assume it's damaging straight line wind. And then maybe when the real report comes out, we'll see if it was a tornado or damaging straight line wind. Here's Annapolis, this area right here, getting the southern part of the thunderstorms. Excuse me. And let me drink something. There you go. This is a line that's extending. Look back here. This is another line forming. Look where it is. And the risk. Oh, well. No, look right there. It's so insane. How these storms can just form out of there. Watch, it change tomorrow to a marginal risk for the East Coast. That'll be the worst case scenario. It likely won't. The instability will go low. If they do, though, I'll be there too. Maybe. So now, might continue it. This is just insane. An area which was not in a severe weather risk got damaging straight line winds. Such baloney. That's Scottish. I'm just kidding. So look, there's a multi-cylinder Columbus. Well, that's in the risk. So I wouldn't take that in. I wouldn't be angry by that. Are these cells in the risk? Nope, they're not. Not even. Well, they're close, but they're not in the risk. I'll still point that out. These are not even a risk, and they're developing. You see how sometimes most of the active. We have gotten reports from a not severe weather area. This isn't a marginal risk. This isn't a line. It should be producing damaging straight line winds. No reports of that. Baloney. I might issue a very small risk for damaging straight line winds to the East Coast now, because we already had it in Pennsylvania. I might as well do that. I might as well just put that in. So if you are on the East Coast in this mesoscale, be ready for maybe a slight damaging straight line wind. I'm not even going to say it's a 5%, a 2%. I'm going to say it's a 2%. Because of what happened near Pennsylvania, right here. See that blue right there? Right, that blue little dot. Oh yeah, there are blizzard conditions. Or if you want to see that quickly, we can do that. New tab. This right here. So also another story, blizzard conditions, blizzard warning for blizzard condition for this area until let's just go a little bit. We'll have some information. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna read this. Arctic blast, Saturday night to Monday. Friday snow. Another storm possible. Wind slash cold, wet, low wind chills, and blowing snow will cause reduced visibility and difficult traveling. Blizzard conditions expected where northwest Montana and the Continental Divide, Canada border, and the United States border. What? Moderate snow to heavy snow making for slick roads. Where? Northwest of Idaho and western Montana, especially over the mountain pass. Ice on roads. What? Potential flash freeze on roadways causing dangerous travel. Where? Northwest Montana. Cat spell southward to Masia. Or I don't know what it's called. That is just the that's just the thing there. I need to do something real quick. Just give me one. Okay. So I want to check the live stream. So I'm gonna close the window capture real quick, but you'll still be able to hear me. Need to check something. Then we'll be back. It's in wait. What? I want to see. Okay. I had to check something. So let me put that on. I apologize. I need to check something. So there is the radar view. He might in the stream in a sec. I can. I am just wanted to play my games and such, but just real quick, I want to say something. I would say from West Virginia all the way to here has a chance of severe weather because of that what happened in Pennsylvania and the line that's going through Ohio and the area right now. So I'll say from here to here has a chance of severe weather. We already had reports. Let me show you just one more time before I go off. Here. So just stay very weather wary. I will have a live tomorrow, and I'm going to make sure of that, of snow risk for the East Coast and maybe some blizzard coverage for Montana. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching the stream. We will see you all next time. Bye!